Hello to all you Cancerians. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for September of 2019. And for all of us, including the Cancerians, this is a very Neptunian month. And I think you will do well because this is not the most decisive month for the Cancerians. You had quite, some of you a rough time, others of you changing times. And this month is a month to connect with other people, to connect on a mental level for you. So, and why is that? So this Jupiter-Neptune, there is a square already the whole year, but now it exacts again for the last time out of 3 times. It squared up to each other in January, in June, and now the last time on the 21st of September, Jupiter square Neptune. And there's the good and the bad and the ugly about this, but it is activated by a great deal of energy in Virgo. So the positive side of this is that there is possibility of magic, for sure. And for you, it has to do, again, more on a mental level than it has to do with people or with work. And so that's for sure. There could be some very profound, interesting opening up of your view of life and a different way of thinking that is way more positive for you in your life. Now, the thing is, don't overdo it. That's the challenge of this aspect, is because it doesn't want any boundaries, it goes over the top. And now Virgo is saying, but hey, and Virgo is your 3rd house of communication and thinking. So your 3rd house is saying, hang on a minute, I want this to be practical. I don't want to dream too much. I want to have the feet on the ground and I want to make it real. So this is the month for everyone where you will see if during the year, if you had one sort of a dream or maybe more, is it going to be, you're going to find out if it was realistic or not. And that's a good thing. There is a liberation in that. But again, for you, I don't think it had for, in general, of course, because these are general horoscope, it doesn't have to do with major topics of your life. But it has to do with how you connect with other people on a mental level. So the 3rd house with the Sun there, Mercury there, Venus there, Mars there. Wow, that is a lot of energy in your communication house. So it's very good to travel, short trips, to read, to communicate, to give presentations, to learn something new, to learn a new skill, to learn a new language, because it has to do also with your 9th house, to setting up a website, for instance. Wow, you have the discernment now of the Virgo, and starting, something with networking, whether it is maybe you are single for a long time and now you're saying, look, I want to date. I want to date and do it through the internet and see how I go from there. Fantastic energy for that. But again, stay practical, stay with the feet on the ground, because of course this Jupiter-Neptune square can make you feel a bit like, with your head in the clouds. But if you know that, nothing really can go wrong. So for you especially, this energy is going over the top in your mind. Like, it's very good and it can be very refreshing even to see a bit more than just, that kind of narrow-minded perspective. So, but studying and philosophy and all these things, but doing it in a practical way. You could study, for instance, astrology, but you want it in a practical way, in a Virgo way. I can relate to that. I'm a Virgo and I want to have this, this astrology being very practical with it. How can I use this tool rather than, intellectually masturbating, by the way, so to speak. So, doing all these tricks in your mind and you don't really can use that in your day-to-day life. So for a lot of you Cancerians, you have a possibility to learn new stuff, to learn new things, very good. And you can, aim quite high in that, but stay with the feet on the ground when it comes to, how would I say, when it comes to, let's put it in a practical way. So you might want to learn something totally new, all good and well, but be the practical Virgo. Let's say you are learning a new skill like driving, for instance. I mean, the third house and then all that learning stuff. The third house is the house of skills and learning new skills. And so maybe you want to learn to drive, but if you're not being practical and do it every day, then you won't be able to drive. You know, that kind of energy. It's very down to earth. And Virgo energy is very positive energy towards the Cancerian. So I think you will do well with that. I'm sure you will. So this is not a month of big changes. When it comes to your love life, of course, the things that were said in earlier months is still applicable. You still have Pluto, Saturn and the South Node there in your 7th house. So it is still a very karmic time for you when it comes to relationships. And it's very karmic in the way that you do relationships. So you keep on doing that. You keep on doing your work there. That in relationships, you're totally shifting your attitude. And that's not good or bad. That is an evolution that you are taking there, you dear Cancerians. And you keep on doing that. I'm putting the emphasis on you. That is really important for the Cancerians in relationships. So what do you need? Say it to them. Very, very important. Having said that, I thank you very much for listening, for your support over the months and over the years. If you want to have a reading, get in touch. And if you want to know more about astrology, check out my playlist. There's a lot of information there about astrology, so you might learn something. And it's a month for learning, so go ahead. Thank you so much and see you next time.